start, sir?
Please wait for some time.
Okay.
Let me first of all introduce the topic, and then with a formal welcome we will start, because we are starting BES-142 for the first time.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday we completed BES-141.
Okay, sir.
We can start. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Madam Bhuvaneshwari Mishra, and all the learners who are present today. Yesterday we have completed teaching of science, that is BES-141, and today therefore we have decided to start BES-142, that is teaching of social sciences. So many people are still coming in, and I have to admit each one of them one by one. Okay, as all of you know that online counseling classes have started throughout the country by almost all the regional centers, and therefore in Bhubaneswar Regional Center also we have started online academic counseling, not only for BEd program but also for all the programs, all the academic programs which are offered through this regional center. Uh, we have initially completed the academic counseling classes for all the 4 courses, and now we are into the content-based methodology papers. That means from BES-141 to BES-145. Of course, these are all optional papers. So the students must have opted any 2 out of these 5 content-based methodology papers. So they are all requested to join, you know, as per their selection of subjects. And we have requested experienced counselors, those who have been teaching this particular subject at different program study centers where this BEd program is offered, to discuss on various issues pertaining to the subject. And therefore today we have with us Dr. Bhuvaneshwari Mishra. She is an experienced counselor, and she has been teaching this particular subject, teaching of social sciences, BES-142, at Morampu Training College. And she has kindly given her consent to be there with you to clarify all your subject-specific doubts, as well as giving some academic input pertaining to the teaching of social sciences. So, dear students, kindly listen to her, and the presentation will be up to maybe 1 hour 50 minutes or something like that, and the remaining 10-20 minutes we will take up questions from you. You can
Yes.
either ask questions one by one, or you can write your questions in the chat box, so that I will personally take up those questions and put up for discussion in this online classroom, online counseling class. Okay. So please, till such time, wait, and it is over to Dr. Bhuvaneshwari Mishra. Madam, can you please take over and start your presentation?
Yes, sir. It's my pleasure. Very good morning, students. Very good morning to one and all. Today we are going to start the paper Pedagogy of Social Science. And I think all of you know in this paper also 4 blocks are there and 4
Can
classes
you
are allotted.
can you switch on your video? Your video is muted. Please
No, sir.
switch.
Video is on, sir. Video is on.
Yes, now it is on. Now it is on. Okay.
Yes.
Please
Yes.
tell me.
So I think you all of you know already 4 blocks are there in this paper and 4 classes are there. So each class we have to discuss regarding one of the block. And today we'll discuss about block 1. Okay. And block 1 is the regarding all the common aspects of all the 4 components of the social science subjects. Okay. And 5 units are in this block, and I hope all of you have gone through of your study material. Okay, and many more important concepts are there in this block, and we can't touch each and every concepts, but we will briefly discuss the important concepts, and in other concepts what we left, if you have any doubt you can ask. Okay, so students, we will start now. And at the time of presenting and speaking, I will present some of the concepts in terms of the PowerPoint. Okay, and I will present, and it will be present in next screen. Okay? So first we will start the block 1. Here the unit 1 is regarding the social science is one of the important aspect of in school curriculum, and we know that till now our education system is going to run according to the National Curriculum Framework 2005. Okay, and we have given 6 important subjects, core subjects in the school curriculum. 3 language subjects, 1 mathematics, science and social science. And social science has the equal importance like all other subjects, equal weightage. I think like 100 marks. 100 marks is like for mathematics and for science, like that. 100 marks is also allotted for the social science. It means equal weightage is given to social science in the school curriculum. And this social science plays a very important subject for the children, not only from the knowledge point of view, but it is, we can say, this is the paper of behavioral science. It means this teaching of the social science must be more sensitive and also must be more conceptualized so that it can develop the real knowledge among the students, because this is the subject which make the students eligible to be the social human beings, and to in the future they can be part of the society. So in terms of explaining as the meaning of social science, we can say the social science is the science of society. Okay, this is also like a science subject, but it is the science not regarding the physical objects, and this is the science not regarding the physical phenomena, but it is the subject about the society. Okay, so we can say it is the science of society, and it directly relates to human beings. It deals directly with human beings and dealing of human being with the society. Okay, so it is a very important subject, and we are going to include this subject in our school curriculum from primary to up to higher secondary level. Okay, so at the primary to higher secondary level, we know that from first standard to up to fifth standard it is at the primary education, and 6th, 7th, 8th is the elementary education, and 9th, 10th is the secondary education, and 11th, 12th is the higher secondary education. And in every stage, social science has its own importance, and it is included in the different forms, in the different ways by help of the different subjects, because social science is a subject by taking many disciplines. So we can say it is a multidisciplinary subject. Okay, and it is going to include the disciplines like history, geography, political science, economics, social science, sociology, psychology, like many concepts are included in this social science subject. But when we are talking regarding the school curriculum, here from first standard to up to fifth standard, the subject is going to include only the study of the environmental studies. Okay, no separation is there up to fifth standard at the primary stage. Okay, and at the elementary stage, it is going to include history, political science, and socio-political life. Like it means up to 8th standard, political science and economics are not specifically mentioned in the school curriculum. Okay, so just I am going to present few of the PowerPoint regarding all these things. Just you go and see all these things. So we are discussing about block 1, okay? And unit 1 is regarding social science constitute compulsory aspect of the school curriculum. Okay? And we are discussing about meaning of social science. As already I told to you, social science deals with the human being and their relation to each other in the society at different places and times. And it is going to, already I told to you, it is a multidisciplinary subject, as it is going to include history, geography, political science, economics, social. I think all of you are able to see the PPT. It is visible to all of you. PowerPoint
Yes, yes.
presentation for this.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, it is
ma'am.
Yes.
very
It is
clear.
very clear.
So please go ahead.
Okay, okay, okay. So it includes, okay, okay, we'll come to the topic. It includes history, geography, political science, economics, sociology, and psychology. Okay, and this is a multidisciplinary subject, but it maintains the specific or unique of each and every discipline. It means it is not going to mix all the disciplines and create another discipline. It gives importance to the specific characteristics and the nature of each and every discipline. So that's why at the secondary level and higher secondary level, it is taught individually each and every discipline to the subject by giving equal weightage. Okay, and if you will come to the nature of social science, really it's very difficult to define or to tell regarding the nature of social science because it is very comprehensive in nature. As already I told to you, it is a multidisciplinary subject and it includes the different concepts from the different disciplines. So the scope of social science is very vast and it is more comprehensive in nature. Okay, and it concerns always, whatever may be the discipline, it is always concerned with the human being. Okay, and it always is important to discuss about or to come to meet about the social issues. So the children can understand what are the real social issues according to time, according to place, so that these all issues can understood by our children and when they will be one of the important part of the society, they will able to handle the issues. Okay? And this subject again gives importance to attainment of values. Really, if you are going to talk regarding the teaching of social science at the school curriculum, the main objective of teaching social science is attainment of certain values by our children, so that really they will be eligible to part of the society in the future. Because we know whatever may be our intellectual ability, whatever may be our reasoning capacity, whatever may be our talent, or whatever may be, if we are not sociable, we can't adjust in the society. And by having each and everything, also a child cannot lead a life in the society without having all these values. So values means here we will come to the topic later. When we will go switch over to the other unit, there it is there. Values means here we give more importance on the social values. Spiritual values, moral values and social values are related to each other. But we are not talking regarding the higher values, but the social values, which are must essential by each and every one of us to attain. Because otherwise we can't be a part of the society in the future. Okay, so that is the main objective of teaching social science or to include social science in school curriculum. And we know these all the things, if are not attained by a child in a specific age, and it will be very difficult to attain all those things in the later life. Because we know value attainment, it only can possible up to a certain limit according to study of psychology also. Value attainment cannot be done later life. It means the point of telling all this thing is that if a child is not disciplined in the primary stage of his life, the child may become disciplined in the later stage, but it will be very difficult. And for that purpose, the self motive is required. Okay, but if we will make conditions in a child in the primary stage regarding the social values like punctuality, discipline, systematic, or to be truthful, and these all are the things are there. If these all things are attained by a child at the primary stage, then it will be easy to maintain all those things also in the later stage. But many more factors are there. It is going to influence. We can't tell like that. Okay? But the importance of teaching all social science is that. Okay. Next, and this is the interdisciplinary subject. Already I told to you, no doubt it is going to include many disciplines, but still there is an interlink. It means it is going to include history, geography, political science, but each and every disciplines are interlinked to each other. We can't tell history is not related to geography. Without understanding history, we cannot study geography. Like without knowledge of history, geography cannot be taught. Okay, so like that, each and every subject are interrelated to each other. So we can say it is interdisciplinary also in nature. It facilitates multiple thinking. So these are the few important points regarding the nature of social science. Okay? And if we will come next to discuss about the context and concerns of social science, social science is included in our curriculum in the context of the learner. It means our first objective is that how our learner can learn all the social, can understand all the social aspects, can learn all social values, and they will be eligible. So our context is first the learner. We we include each and everything in our curriculum. You just take not only the social science, if you will discuss regarding the other subject and other concepts, or we can take any topic, including any one of the topic in the curriculum. There is a special objective of including some values. If we will take any topic from mathematics also, including a topic in mathematics, we have certain objective. These objectives should be attained by our children. That's why it is included. It means my purpose of telling all this thing is that from behind every concept there is a hidden value, and for that purpose we are going to choose all those subjects and the contents in our school curriculum without having any motive, without having any purpose, without having any objective. We are not going to include anything in the social curriculum. Okay? And not only social curriculum, in our school curriculum. Okay, so many educationists, they given their many efforts to choose the subjects and to choose the topics and every concepts. So as a teacher, then we are going to teach all these things in our classroom. We should, as a teacher, first realize what is the main objective of teaching all these things in our curriculum. Okay, so like that, social studies included in our curriculum by having many objectives. Why this subject can be taught to our children? Okay, why social science can be taught? The children can learn themselves. The question is that if somebody is not coming to school, if somebody is not discussing about, if somebody is not attending the school, then there is a question. The person is not sociable. Definitely. Without attending the school also a person can be sociable. Okay. So sociability, we can't tell that it can attain only in school. It can attain by in the other aspects, but when we are talking regarding the formal system of education, and when we are talking regarding formal system of education and class and education we are going to provide, our main objective is also that few things must be attained by our children so that they can be a part and parcel of the society. Okay, so for that purpose, learner is our first context. Okay, later, but we know that nothing is constant in this world. Okay, everything is going to change according to time, and no need to explain all these things because you all are much more grown up to understand all these things. So nothing is constant, no values, nothing is constant also according to the time. Everything is going to according to change, and that type of thinking also must be created in our children so that we can teach the social science from the context of change. Children should accept that change is one of the important phenomena of the nature. Nothing is constant in the nature. Everything will change according to time. Yes, we were going to teach social science to our children. That thinking also we can create within our mind of our children so that they can accept any change. They can cope up with every change in the society. Okay. Next, why again we can teach the social science? Another context is that we have to teach social science from socio-cultural context. Socio-cultural context means we know we are living in a country like multicultural. In India, in every 50 kilometer, there is change in culture. Yes, and the culture, our culture, we have diversity of everything in India. Like that also in culture, we have different culture, we have different society and sub-society, and everything in India, diversity is more. So that we can teach social science and we can include the social science concepts and we can represent the social science topics to our children in such a context that they can able to accept our socio-cultural diversity. Okay, so that must be also one of the important context of teaching social science in the school curriculum. And next we will come to concerns of teaching social science. Concerns of teaching social science. When we are discussing regarding context and concerns of teaching social science, main concern is that we should maintain a balance between mainstream knowledge and local knowledge. It means we have some bookish knowledge. We are going to get the knowledge from the book, but if those knowledge is not able to cope up, or we are not able to adjust those knowledge in our surroundings, in our locality, then teaching of the or getting of those knowledge has no value. So at the time of teaching social science, we should keep in our mind that whatever we are going to teach, is it useful to our children in their surroundings? And that's why at the time of teaching social science, always we give importance to the locality, to the present surrounding, and we can find the examples from the present surrounding show that it will be more lively for the children. And children should realize that by coming to school or by included in a curriculum or by being involved in a system of education, we are not going to learn something extra. We are going to learn the things to what is going to occur in our surroundings, in our society, so that it can be useful for us to be a part of that. Okay, so that is the main concern of teaching social science. Yes. Next, we can say that whatever we are going to teach in social science, it must be not only concerned to the attainment of knowledge and wisdom and all those things, it must be practicable. It means here I can cite a very good example to all of you. Suppose we are talking regarding the values, and truth is a value, and we are talking regarding that we should teach our children from the childhood onwards to be truthful, and to practice the habit of the truth, like that. But if someone you can ask, they can give the lecture regarding the truth hours and hours, and anybody can write the pages and pages regarding the truth. But by being that, one person cannot be truthful. The purpose is that teaching social science, it means as a child has acquired all the knowledge and is getting very good mark in the exam, that does not mean that a child is more sociable. Okay, that must be because it is a behavioral science subject. The subject is that the applied part of the subject is much more important than the knowledge and understanding. No doubt, to get the applied part, first of all we have to acquire the knowledge and we have to understand it. After that only application can be possible. But still, if it is confined only with the knowledge and understanding and application is not there, then the teaching of the subject has also no value. Okay. So the concern of teaching social science in our school curriculum is that our child cannot acquire mark in the examination, but we must able to develop those habits and those behaviors in the children. And for that purpose, not only examination, evaluation, measurement is essential. Just only as a teacher, we have to take little care of all those things. Okay, so that they can get the practical knowledge, and that can bring the change in their behavior. And whenever the real aspect is there, when we are talking regarding the concept attainment is there, it can be achieved by the children. Okay, so that is the main context and concern of teaching social science in our school curriculum. So till now we have discussed meaning of social science, nature of social science, and objective of teaching social science, and context and concerns of teaching social science. Okay. So now I will come to why the social science is one of the important part, and by having equal weightage in the school curriculum, what we want, what we expect, what is the main aims and objective of teaching social science. Okay. The first thing is that we know today's children are the future citizen, and we know we are living in a democratic country. Okay, and we know we are the largest democratic country in the second largest democratic country in the world, and a country with having a largest constitution. And but the thing is that most of the people in our even highly educated peoples also cannot understand the real constitution of our country. Okay, so the first thing is that as we are living in a democratic country, and democratic country have certain rules, regulations, rights, and duties like that. So our children must be able to know about all these things, must be aware about all those things, and by the end of the education, school education, at least we must be able to create some democratic citizens. Okay, who can able to understand the society, who can able to understand the values of the democracy, who can able to understand our multiple culture, who can be a part of the society, who can work for the society, and who can work for peace, and who can able to understand whatever the political and social changes are going to be occurred in the society, and they must be able to understand our the rights and by what are the responsibility are there for a responsible citizens. Okay, they can understand our rules and regulations of our state and the country, and they can must be aware about our constitution. By being a part of a semi-federal country, we have a semi-federal system of government. By being a, but you think even a highly qualified persons also, if you will ask what is the semi-federal system of government, they are lack of awareness about it is very less. I think most of the students will not able to understand what is semi-federal system of government, how our government is different. But the thing is that whenever we are going to teach any subject nowadays in the present school curriculum, most of the things that people are concerned more about their examination, marks, the grades, and their attainment in terms of the knowledge only. But the practical aspect is going to neglect. So the main objective is that of teaching social science, we should get all those things within our children, so that we can get some responsible citizens in the future, so that they can be freely work for the society, they can freely be one of the part of the society, and they can they can be the responsible citizens on which the future of our country is going to depend. Okay, so these are the main objectives of teaching social science in the school curriculum. Already I told to you the social science, how it is going to include in the different stage in the different way. As from class 1 to 5 at the primary stage, only we are going to teach some components of environmental studies, and from class 6 to 8 we are going to include history, geography, socio-political life, and 9th and 10th at the secondary stage we have the 4 disciplines separately like history, geography, political science, and economics. And at higher secondary stage there is the option. It means at the plus 2, if they go for the choice of the social science, they have the option. They can take either the geography subject or history or the political science. It is optional for them. Okay. So these are the different stages in how we are going to include social science in our school curriculum. And and we know this subject is interlinked to all other subjects. The relation of social study with other subjects. No need to explain all those things. Already you know it very well. As social science is related to language, any whenever we are going to teach any subject, we have to take the use of one language. Language is the medium. Without the use of language, we can't teach anything. Either it may be a verbal language, non-verbal language, or any media, or like anything. We have to take the support of one language. Okay, and social science is a part of the science. Science and social science have many more common topics. Like they are
Dr. Mishra, your video is freezed. Your sound is also not coming. I think she is disconnected. Dear students, you are all requested to mute your video also. Many of you have switched on your video, and that is the reason why the speed will be little bit lower. So if you can switch off your audio and video both, you can hear the voice of the resource person clearly, and you can also at the same time see the resource person very clearly. So please switch off your video also. Hemant Kumar Nayak, Rameshwari Bal, Rasmita Sen, Buddhadev Hasda. So we are all requested to please switch off your video also, because you are doing your domestic work. Many of you are doing your domestic work and it is projected and everybody is able to see. So that is something which is not supposed to take place. Okay. So please switch off your video. Dear students, Vishnupriya Nayak, Pavita Sahu, Rasmita Manjari Behera, Gitanjali Prusti. Gitanjali madam, we are able to see your fan, ceiling fan. We are not able to see your face, but we are able to see your ceiling fan. So please switch off your video. Shubham Tripathi, please switch off your video. Hemant Kumar Nayak, please switch off your video. Hello. All the students are requested to switch off their videos. Thank you. Thank you. Savita Sahu, madam, please switch off your video. Everybody has muted their audio, it is all right, but some people have not muted their video. Bhuvaneshwari madam, your voice, you have switched off your audio also. Please switch on your audio. Dr. Bhuvaneshwari Mishra, please switch on your audio.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, now it is on, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Yes, it become okay. So, students, we are discussing regarding the objectives of teaching social science and how we are going to include social science in the school curriculum. And these are the things which is mentioned in your unit 1. Okay. And in the unit 1, again, the importance is given regarding the different approaches. What are the mostly used approaches to teach social science in the school curriculum? Okay? And if you will go for the traditional approach, mostly we are taking the use of the disciplinary approach. It means we know whatever the discipline we are going to teach, like history is, a teacher must have only the discipline of history. But nowadays, we are believing in the multidisciplinary approach. It means a social science teacher can teach each and every discipline. It means a social science teacher must have the mastery over geography, have mastery over history, and also have mastery over political science and economics. Okay, and that's why nowadays we are giving importance on multidisciplinary approach. So whenever we are giving importance regarding the selection of the social science teacher, mostly we are given the choice to them to choose the more than one discipline. Okay, so mostly you will see history teachers and political science teachers. Otherwise, we can see geography and economics. Yes, sir.
Can you please slightly lower your volume? Slightly lower your volume.
Volume is
been, I think,
okay.
Very high.
Okay, sir. I'm ready. Okay.
Okay,
sir. Now it's now it is okay, sir. Little more. ठीक ଅଛି sir. ଏବେ ଠିକ ଅଛି?
ଆଉ ଟିକେ
ଏବେ ଠିକ ଅଛି sir?
I think it is still very high. Anyway, no problem. Please carry on. Please carry on.
ଏବେ ଠିକ ଅଛି sir voice?
Voice तो बेसी आछी किंतु actually कोन कि बेसी voice आसले फाटला वाली शब्द हो माने the voice is very sweet, so if it is slightly lower, very clearly students can listen. Otherwise carry on, no problem.
Actually मोर किंतु सर बहुत कम रे अछि माने मोर सिस्टम रे बहुत कम रे मोर रखिछि वॉल्यूम किंतु अधिक सुना जाउथो बोधे.
Okay. Move half a rocket. 50% volume is there in my system also, but then it is okay. Okay, no problem. Carry on.
Okay, sir. So we are discussing regarding the approaches. What about the mostly useful approach in social science? And we can say inductive approach, deductive approach is also mostly used to teach social science. I think you must have aware regarding this approach in other methodology also. Inductive approach. Inductive approach is the approach where we can move from specific to general. Okay, we can give the specific examples, and from that specific issues we can generalize one thing. Okay, so that is called as the inductive approach. This approach also can be used at the time of teaching social science. Like this, we can take the use of deductive approach also. Deductive approach means first we can give a general concepts, and from that, from general concepts we can come to the specific issues or specific context. Okay, so that can be called as the deductive approach. So, or by taking the use of both inductive and deductive approach also, we can use both inductive deductive approach to teach social science. Okay, this is also one of the popular approach in social science, and mostly we were using this approach at the time of teaching social science. Like we can say, we can take a thematic approach. It means thematic approach is the approach where we have given importance on the theme of the subject. Okay? Theme of the subject, and theme can be focused in that approach, and we will give all our effort how we can make the clear the theme to our children, and for to cite the theme we can take the help of many other activities and all those things. That is a thematic approach. So these are the different approach mostly we are going to adopt at the time of teaching social science. Okay, and these are the main brief things which is mentioned in your unit 1 regarding teaching of social science. Okay, and next we will move to the unit 2, which is regarding issues and challenges of teaching social science, which are regarding issues and challenges of teaching social science. And now I am going to present some of the PowerPoints regarding these, and just I am starting the presenting of those slides. Okay. Unit 2. Unit 2 is about issues and challenges of teaching social science. And before going to start this unit, we must focus on the 5 guiding principles of learning and NCF 2005. In the NCF 2005, these are the 5 guiding principles where the focus is given that at the time of teaching the subject, we must connect the knowledge to the outside of the world. As already I told to you, teaching inside the classroom must be interlinked to the outside world. It means by sitting inside the classroom, a child should visualize the outside world. Okay, so that only our teaching can be more lively. Okay? Next, shifting focus from rote learning, because we know our education system has become more achievement oriented. We never concern regarding the real knowledge of our students. We always give it importance. We always give importance how much marks is secured by our children, how what is their grade, what is their performance, what is their achievement. But we never give importance because our system become like that. Our achievement of a child is going to measure in terms of certificates and the marks. But we have to come out of it. We must come out of the rote learning. It means रट्टा मारिया जो हमें कहे जो माने केवल पाठ पढ़ी के रोट मेमोराइजेशन कथा कहे we should not give emphasis on that. NC 2005 has mentioned all those things in this. Okay? So we must go beyond the books. No doubt books are the guiding guideline for us. We should, according to the book, we can complete our syllabus and we can discuss the things. But that does not mean that book is each and everything for us. Okay? At the time of teaching, we must not confine. As a teacher, these are only the guiding, or we can say the guiding materials for us. But we should not think that our total teaching learning process should be confined within that. Okay? We must come out of the books. We can come to some real aspects. We can cite some real examples so that it can be more interesting and more motivated. It can motivate the students more. Okay? So like this, like the making evaluation monitoring more flexible and integrated to classroom work. It means no doubt we know in our Indian education system, evaluation is one of the important parts. We can't imagine education system without evaluation. Suppose now also if you will tell no examination is there, then we can tell that the teaching learning process is nothing. If examination is not there, what is more is there? ପରୀକ୍ଷା ହଉନି ମାନେ ସେ ପାଠ ପଢାର ମାନେ କଣ? ଏବେ ଯେମିତି ଆମର ଏଇ COVID-19 ଟାଇମରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟି ମାନେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ୟୁଜିସି ବି ଯେତେବେଳେ କହୁଛି ଯେ ଆମର ଓପନ ବୁକ୍ ଏକ୍ସାମିନେସନ କରିବା, many of the educationists also not able to agree with that. The point is that we born and brought up in such a situation is that for us, our education means we know one admission and education process, and after that evaluation, and after evaluation there will be a certificate and the marks, then only we can say it is a good education system. Okay. So without that we can't imagine. But that is not the real also objective of education. Okay. Evaluation must be there, but our process of education or process of learning and real learning and evaluation is nowadays is going in a different way. They both are the parallel. They cannot meet each other. It means we are teaching the subject in a different point of view and we are evaluating from another point of view. So that the both are not going to meet. These are the two parallel lines. Okay? So it should not be. So that is also emphasized in the national curriculum framework. Okay? Like nurturing, overriding identity informed by caring concerns within the democratic quality of the country. So these are the principles which are mentioned in the National Curriculum Framework 2005, and according to which we should go for the teaching of all subjects in our curriculum, and not social studies is also not out of it. Okay? Then next, role of textbook. Role of textbook. What is the textbook? Why we should give importance on textbook? Is the textbook learning is the real learning? Already I told to you now. Textbooks are there. Already we know school education means prescribed textbooks are there. Okay? In higher education, no prescribed textbooks are there. Students can go beyond the different authors' books, and also they can go for the different source to get their knowledge. But if it is when we are talking regarding school education, in every board, even it is NCR, even it is CBSE or ICSE or a state board, whatever may be, prescribed textbooks are there. But that does not mean that textbooks are only the source of knowledge. No doubt textbook is a major source of knowledge. You understand? Whatever I am telling you, are you able to understand, children? Or I am speed? I want to know your opinion.
Yes, ma'am, we can understand.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to? My voice is properly audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No,
It's
ma'am.
audible.
Not someone is telling no.
Sound is not clear, ma'am.
Sound is
Yes,
not
ma'am.
clear.
Yes, sound is not clear. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sound is not clear, ma'am.
Actually, Dr. Mishra,
Yes, sir.
is a bit high.
The volume?
That is the reason why the volume is little bit high, very high. So
Hi, sir.
if you can slightly lower the volume, then I
Okay,
think
okay, sir.
it will be very clear, and it will be very clearly heard by all the students. Okay?
Okay, sir. It means my speech is become high, sir. Speech become high.
I think not your speech, but the volume of your system, computer.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, just I'm going to try it.
It is all right. It is all right now. It is all right now.
Okay,
You can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay, sir. So we are okay, sir. I'm just going to the topic. So we are discussing about role of textbook. So here the purpose of discussing about the role of textbook is that textbook is no doubt the major source of knowledge, but it is not everything. Okay, it is just a guideline, or it is just a source both for the students and the teachers. But that does not mean that we should not go beyond the textbook. Okay, many other sources are there, but I think nowadays it is not that type of feeling and thinking is not there within the teacher and also in students that textbook is everything. But without textbook, we can't run also a school education. Okay, textbook plays a very important role. Nothing can replace textbook. But nowadays, beyond the textbook, we are going for internet, and we are going for the different educational channels are there. From there also we can go for the teaching. by taking the use of those also movies, films, documentaries, many more things are, many more resources are there which can be used by the teacher also for teaching at the school level to our children. Okay, but role of textbook is just to give a mind map, to give a outline concept map to the children and also to the teachers. Whatever we have to cover in our syllabus, what according to the time, whatever the units we have to cover, whatever the main concepts are there, we have to cover in a topic, in a subject. So these are the guiding lines which the textbook is going to provide to us. Okay. So next we will come here. One of the important aspect is there in this unit is about action research. Okay, and I think this will be new for all of you, but it is very important. I expect some answers from all of you. Okay, can anyone tell to me what is action research? Do you understand anything regarding action research? Can anyone tell to me?
Yes, ma'am.
What? Yes.
Ma'am, actually, action research is the research which actually a teacher when teaches in the classroom, he meets different types of problems related to the teaching learning, and
Yes, very good.
when he or she tries to solve it in a scientific way, it is known as action research, and he follows some
Yes.
methods, approaches
Yes,
to solve
yes.
this problem, and this is known as action research.
Yes, yes, very good. Action research, yes. Can anyone also tell? Okay, I'm coming to the topic. Okay, research. I think all of you know what is research.
Hello.
Search again and again is, yes,
Yes, ma'am. I can say something about action research.
yes, very good. Just response.
Ma'am, action research is a research which is help to identify the exact problem of the student and providing to supporting to solving their problems. What are the problems may be faced in their classroom, or what are the exact problem in face in the study. So after identify the problem, we can solve by following some techniques or method in the classroom, or by the help of their teachers, help of their parents, help of their neighborhoods or something.
Yes, very good, very good. Okay, you all have that knowledge regarding action research. Good, very good. So it will be easy for me to make it to you more easy. Okay. Research, actually, action research is one type of research. Okay. I think all of you know what is research. Research means search and again is called as research. Research. Okay. Search means finding something. Again and again you have to find something. Okay. Like that. Research many types are there, and out of it, action research is one type. Okay, and these action research are mostly called as the short time research. The research which mostly we are going to take the use to solve short term problems. Okay, and we can say action research is also one type of applied research. It means to solve some problems we are mostly taking the use of the action research, and these action research are mostly used by the teachers to solve some certain classroom problems. Okay, and then you are there in one of the part of the pre-service teacher education program, and then you will become the professional teachers, and then it will be more helpful for all of you to take some action research to solve some classroom problems. So action research is a research which is mostly done by the teachers to solve the classroom problems. Understand? Understand all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Yes. So this action research. Yes. Are you telling something?
Yes, ma'am.
No. Not like classroom. Not we can take the school problems. We can take at the field level. We can take the problems. But here at the time talking regarding teachers, I told like that to solve the classroom problems. Okay. Don't get confused about it. We can do the action research beyond the classroom also. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So, for the first time, Stephen Corey has taken the use of these action research in education. Okay, he advocated in use action research in education. Okay, and many models are there in action research. but MC Kannan model, time process model is mostly
Rameshwari Bar, kindly switch off your microphone. So all students are requested to switch off your microphone because feedback noise is coming. Therefore, it is disturbing the presentation of the resource person. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Yes, sir. Now it is audible, sir. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Yes,
Yes,
you are
yes.
audible because some students had switched on their microphone. Therefore, feedback noise
Okay.
was coming. Now it is all right. It is clear. Please go ahead.
Okay, okay, sir. So we are discussing the how we can conduct the action research in our system of education. Okay, so mostly we already have discussed this action research. It is used by the teachers to solve certain problems. So whenever when dealing with the teaching learning problems, whenever we are going to teach regularly to our students, and we find out certain problems, and we know that problems means everywhere there is problem. Without problem, no such fields are there. If you will go to classroom, many problems are there, and problems related to many aspects is also there. Suppose we can tell problem related to behavior of the children, problem related to psychology of the children, problem related to classroom management, problem related to content teaching, concept attainment, how we can teach the concepts, problem related to understanding of the children, केते पिला बुझुचंदी केते पिला बुझी पारुनांती, जदि गोटे पिला पर्टिकुलर पिला बुझी पारुनी से काहेकि बुझी पारुनी. So like that, if you will tell in the classroom or in our system of education, when we are regularly associated with the process of teaching and learning, we can find out a lot of problems. Okay, so these action research can be done which by help of which to some extent we can find out the cause of the problems, and we can go for the treatment also for those problems. It means treatment means here that taking the use of this vocabulary of treatment is that we can find out certain solution for those problems, and for that purpose action research is mostly done by the teachers. Okay, so by being a regular teacher, by being a part of the process of regular teaching and learning, we can conduct action research to solve certain problems to some extent. We can't tell that by conducting action research also totally we can solve the problems. Okay, but to some extent we can handle the problems by conducting the action research, and that is the purpose of including action research in the teacher professional course. Okay, in the teaching professional course, not only the teacher, if you will go for the any other also, I have seen the students who are going to study the medical also, they are conducting the action research. You will go see the who are doing engineering also, they are also conducting some action research. So in every professional course, action research is there. The purpose is that when we will go the regular part of the profession, then we will be the regularly part of a particular profession, to some extent how we can handle the problem. The purpose is that, and for that purpose we have to learn more about the action research. Okay, so for before going to conduct the action research, first of all we have to focus how we can find out the problem. It means how we can identify the problem. Okay, because identification of the problem is the very important thing. Sometimes we face problem, but really we don't know what is the problem. Okay, that is the, if we are really able to know what is the real problem, definitely we will able to solve the problem. But in most of the cases, what happens, we know that we have problems, but we exactly don't know what is the problem. Okay, so that is the thing. So before going to conduct action research, first of all we give importance that how sharply, how specifically we can identify the problem. Okay, so that we will able to analyze the problem. If the problem is once identified, it can be stated. Okay, if identification of the problem is over, we will able to state the problem in a proper statement. Okay, we can write it, we can statement कहବାର अर्थ होची कि हमें रेगुलर भाव में कौन प्रकृति प्रॉब्लम का कौन हमें ताको लिखि दे परिबा ना, हमें ताको स्टेटमेंट कर दे परिबा. तापर हमें कहिबे जे जदि हमें स्टेटमेंट ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम्स हम लिखि दे पारे कहबा प्रॉब्लम द इफ it is easy it become easy for us, then analysis of the problem is not a great work. We can do it easily. We can analyze the problem, and at the time of analyzing, we can find out what are the main cause, why the problem has arisen, and what are the main cause due to which this problem is there. If cause is also identified, then we can go for the intervention, or we can say here the treatment. Intervention अर्थ होचे treatment एठी कहबार अर्थ होचे हम जदि प्रकृत कारणटा जानि पल्ले सेई कारणटा को नै कि हम कोन कले से प्रॉब्लम टा होबनी हम ता पे किछि उपाय बाहर कर परिबा, that we can call intervention. Understand? Planning for intervention. Okay, and so for that purpose in action research mostly we can, if we tell, mostly 3 steps we are going to follow. One, we can tell the pre-test. Next, we can do the intervention. Here we can say the intervention, the treatment. Next, we will come to the post-test. माने तापर आउथरे परीक्षा करके देखिबा जे आमे इंटरवेंशन आउ ट्रीटमेंट करि सरला परे भी हमरो से प्रॉब्लम केते दूर पर्यंत सॉल्व हेची केते सॉल्व हेई पारिबी. ओके, so pre-test, intervention, post-test, these 3 are the main part of the action research according to time process model. Okay, many models are there in action research, but in this model we are mostly giving emphasis on pre-test, intervention and post-test. Okay, is it clear? Or if any doubt is there, later we will discuss about it. Okay, next we will switch over to the topic constructivist perspective. Okay, so at the time of this discussing about the approaches, I think I left constructivist approach or constructivist method of teaching. Okay, can anyone tell to me? I want to listen your response regarding constructivism. What do you understand by constructivism?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Yes, of course.
Ma'am, actually, constructivist approach is the combination of different types of methods, like
Yes.
inquiry, field trip, and experiment method, like different methods, and which
Yes.
gives emphasis on learners mainly.
Yes.
And
Very good.
this approach is propounded by Jean Piaget, and
Yes.
it is very much different from traditional approach, which tells that teacher is a facilitator in our classroom, and learners are
Yes.
learners are the means learners learners are the active participator of the learning.
Participant of the teaching learning process. Yes. Okay. Very good. Very nice. Huh? Very nice. Okay. Anyone else? ଆଉ କିଏ କିଛି କହିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛ? ଠିକ ଅଛି, ଆମେ ଆଉ ଉପରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିବା. ଓକେ, ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ତମେ ଫିଲୋସଫିରେ ଯୋଉ ବି ପଢିଥିବ ଯେ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଇଜମ୍ସ ଆର୍ ଦେयर, idealism, pragmatism, naturalism, like many isms are there. Like that, constructivism is also one of the ism. Okay, it is a philosophy. Constructivism is one of the philosophy. A philosophy अर्थ होची we can't teach anything to anyone else. आमे काहा को केबे भी किछि सिखै परिबा नाही till the moment one is not interested to learn. Understand? So that is the main philosophy of constructivism. A child, we can't teach a child. The child will learn himself and herself, or the child will construct his knowledge himself and herself. Okay, so that is constructivism. The construct, the word you can understand, from that only it has taken constructivism or constructivist. So constructivism means that every person, whatever today we have learned everything according to our individual effort. Okay, nobody can teach anything to anyone else. That is the main philosophy behind the constructivism. But then you can ask, then what is the role of the teacher? Then why teachers will be there? If you want, we can't teach anything to others. Then why these all teaching learning process and all these things are there? Yes, these have their specific role, and we can't replace all those things. But the thing is that Teacher is there as a facilitator. Teacher is not a preacher. Teacher not only can teach, it means the concept is that we can't teach. We can help someone to learn, but we can't teach. Teaching is an activity which can create the learning. If it is not able to create learning, then it is not teaching. Okay? Teaching. So like that, constructivism philosophy or constructivist approach give emphasis on that child learn himself and herself according to his own race and pace. Everybody in the world learn according to their own. Okay? Only teacher will be as a facilitator to provide some help in the process of learning. If a child is in the process of learning, then then only teacher role is where the child face the problem, we can facilitate, we can help something. That is the constructivism or constructivist perspective. Again, when a child will learn something, if learning is meaningful, then only the child can learn. Because we know learning means from the very beginning when a child born from birth to up to the end, death, every moment, every way we are going to learn. But whenever we are going to learn, if anything is interesting for us, and if we will feel it is required for us, there is a need of it of us, then only an individual can learn. Like that a child also. Child should think that it is required for me. I have to learn it. Then only child will learn. It must be interesting. As we know, child psychology is not developed up to not like a mature psychology. Everything should be interesting for the child, so that only the child can learn. And everything should be meaningful because we know we cannot learn anything without any meaning. Which create a meaning for us, that only the learning. Without creating any meaning, if we have learned anything, that is the learning is only for a short time period. That we can say rote memorization, or we can say the short term learning. Only it is we feel that it must has to learn, or any hook by hook or crook we have remembered it. I have given a place in my brain, in my memory, but that is not learning. Real learning is always meaningful learning. Okay, without meaning, no real learning can be possible. So these are the aspects are emphasized in constructivism approach. Okay. So this is the constructivism approach, and now we are realizing to give importance on this constructivism approach. And with this approach, we can say it is a child-centered approach, or we can say it is a democratic classroom approach. Like this, like that. We will come to all of these at the time of discussing many more units. Okay, we will not discuss more about it because much more important topics are there. I think also time is going to 11:10. Okay, we have to complete other units also. Okay, so now I will switch over to a new other topic which is regarding the inclusive education. Inclusive education. In this unit also it is there, inclusive education. Again, it is also a very important topic regarding in education is now very present. It is more concerned regarding the inclusive education. So, can anyone also tell what is inclusive education? What do you understand by inclusive education? Can anyone tell what is inclusive education?
Hello.
Yes. Can anyone tell to me what is inclusive education?
The education of children with various disability. Uh, mm,
Yes.
Can I say please,
Education of
ma'am?
all
Hello.
children with various disability.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay, you think that inclusive education means education for disabled children. Okay, it is one of the part of it. Anyone else? Okay, Kongo?
Hello.
Can I
Hello.
say? Yes, ma'am. Can I say? Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Ah,
Can I
yes,
say,
one by
in
one.
order
You
to
one.
fulfill,
inclusive education
ma'am,
is
in order to
defined as
fulfill the aim of universalization of education, so
Yes, very nice, very nice, very
we
nice.
have to teach, we have to include all class in the teaching learning process
Yes, yes,
to help them to come the mainstream.
yes.
So this is the main purpose of
Yes.
education.
When we are talking about universalization of education, it means education for all. So we should not go for the different education system for the different beings. Okay. So we can include all type of diversity in a same education system. That is inclusive education. Understand all of you? Because we know many diversities are there, but if able to meet the need of all diversities in one education system, then it is called as inclusive education. Include the word meaning समस्ते बुझी पारथु. Include माने समस्तंको involve करिवा, include करिवा, हैना, join करिवा. गोटे system of education रे we can include all type of diversity, because we know we have the different type of diversity, like sex, which we will tell girls education, boys education. Why boys education and girls education? Boys and girls can be taught in the same system of education. So it is also one inclusive education. Okay. Like that, according to the caste and religion, we can tell. Okay. So for scheduled tribe students, one school, ST schools are there. For other, one school is there. Now we are not going to encourage all those things. We can tell that we can provide education to all in the same system of education. Okay, inclusive education. So all type of students can be taught in one system of education. That is also one type. That is one diversity. Like all disabled, we know for the blind students, different schools are there. For locomotor disability, different schools are there. Okay. So if disability, the degree of disability or the rate of disability is not that much high, if it can be, the need of the students can be met in the same common system of education, then we can provide a same system of education to all. And that is also the diversity need is also the part of the inclusive education. Okay. So this is inclusive education, and this inclusive education also nowadays, and we want to encourage more a common system of education to meet all type of diversity. Okay. Next that in this unit, after inclusive education, I think there is topic is there about democratic classroom. Democratic classroom. Audible to all of you? I am audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
I am audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue. Yes, ma'am.
I am audible? Can anyone respond?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
you are very much,
yes.
you are very much audible.
Yes,
You can
ma'am.
go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Yes. So we are discussing about democratic classroom. Okay. What is democratic classroom? What do you mean by democracy? You can tell that democracy is a system of government. What democracy will be there in the classroom? What do you mean by democratic classroom?
Madam, you can go ahead, because you know
Okay,
in this system, we cannot invite response from everyone. There are 76 learners, so you can go ahead, because you know
Okay, sir.
towards the end we will ask questions. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes. But it is becoming one way. I think that no one is there. Just I am speaking like that.
Because the system is like this. So since time is very short,
Okay.
we have to cover a whole lot of content. So we have to simply.
Okay. It's okay, sir. Yes.
Thank you.
And so we are discussing regarding the democratic classroom. Democratic classroom means democracy is not only a system of government; it is a philosophy. It is also a philosophy. Okay. Democracy means what? Right? Each and everyone can enjoy or can get his freedom and rights. Then we can say it is a democratic setup. Each and every individual can find his own place. So like that, a classroom also can be democratic in nature. Democratic in nature means there must be freedom, ample freedom to the children, and teachers must concern regarding each and every individual. Teachers should not be partial. Everybody can be acceptable by the teacher, and teacher can give importance to each and everyone's opinion. Everybody can find a place in the teaching learning process. Okay, and that can be called as a democratic system. And teachers can feel its responsibility, like the child also can what is its rights and what is its duty inside a classroom. Both everybody, both teacher and students have their own place, and they can realize their rights, and they can also be aware about their responsibilities. Then only it can be called as a democratic classroom. Okay, and at the time of teaching social science, as a social studies teacher, we should first think of that our classroom must be democratic in nature. Okay, because when we are teaching regarding democratic a system of government, democracy, regarding democracy, if a child will not really face a democratic classroom inside the class, how a child can able to understand the democracy philosophy of the system of government? Okay, if a child has always seen a dominating class in his career, in the school education, always a dominating class where teacher is each and everything, child has no place and no space in the class, and is always dominated by the teacher, and never enjoyed his rights. So that by being a part of the society or by being a part of the government, how a child can really practice democracy. Okay? Democratic attitude will never develop in a child without having a democratic classroom in his school. So that is the purpose of including all these in the teacher education curriculum, so that you all understand it. What is a democratic classroom? Okay. Next we will come to the professional development of teacher. Okay, professional development, it means we know that professional development of the teacher can be done in the different ways, like pre-service teacher education is one of the part of professional development. Like we can say that whenever you will get a job at that time, induction training will be a professional development, scope for professional development. Like that in-service training are there for the professional development. Like that, many more opportunities are there by being a part of the profession to discuss about the professional development. So professional development must be there for each and every teacher. So just I am going to present one of the slides regarding professional development. You see, professional development of the teachers can be done in the three ways. One is pre-service, another is induction training. Induction training means when you will newly enter to a profession, at that time there will be training regarding induction. Someone's speaker is on, please switch off it. I am able to. तार गोटे स्पीकर ऑन अछि, प्लीज टिके ऑफ करो, स्पीकर ऑफ करो. Okay, we are discussing regarding professional development. Please कार गोटे स्पीकर ऑन अछि, टिके डिस्टर्ब होछि, ऑफ कर दियो, स्पीकर ऑफ कर दियो. Okay, so professional development can be done in three ways: pre-service, induction, and in-service. And actually, continuously there will be effort for the professional development of the teachers, which is called as the continuous professional development. So, continuous professional development can be done formally or informally for the teachers. If a teacher is really interested to do for the professional development, and we can go for the different ways for our own professional development. Like nowadays, internet is limitless, which is going to provide the scope for us for our own professional development, like formal and informal discussion with our colleagues, and by taking the use of many community resources, like conducting different field work, and like watching films, documentary, and all those things nowadays is a scope for the professional development of teacher. Okay. So now we will go to unit 3, which is regarding teaching learning strategies. And teaching learning process. What is teaching and learning? What is teaching learning? Teaching, I already told to you, teaching is the activity of facilitating learning. What is teaching is, this is an activity which can facilitate learning. Okay, where it can be convenient both for the teacher, learner, and the subject. They can interlink with each other in a easy way. So then only we can say that it is a teaching learning process. Okay? So different types of strategies are there we can adopt in the social studies. Mostly, I have mentioned few of the teaching learning methods, like what are the commonly used teaching learning methods. Okay? Okay? Lecture method, demonstration method, questioning method, project work method, field work method, and discussion, debate, symposium, panel discussion, brainstorming, problem solving, concept making, like many methods are there which are mostly popularly used these methods at the time of teaching history, geography, political science, and economics. Okay, so these are the mostly used teaching learning methods in social science. Like that, many more at the time we know that teaching learning methods and the materials plays a very important role to make the presentation more active and interesting. Okay, so many resources are there. Many resources are there to use, which can be used by the teacher in the teaching learning process. Okay, like we can take the use of models, chart, graphs, and we know math and globe are the very common teaching learning material for teaching social science. Like for teaching history, we can take the use of timeline. And nowadays, ICT, information communication technology, can be one of the important teaching learning resource in for every discipline. Okay, and community also can be used as a teaching learning resource. Like in the community, if any temples are there, or any historical places are there, or we can take directly to the different government offices to our children, like different things of the community can also be used as a teaching learning material which can provide or which can help to make our teaching learning process more easier. Okay. So unit 3 is about mostly the teaching learning methods and the materials, and just briefly I presented all these things because regarding all this more briefly we will discuss in the next blocks. Block 2 and block 3 are about all this. So we will discuss at that time more detail about all these things. Okay. So now we will switch over to unit 4, which is regarding planning and organizing teaching learning experiences. Okay. How we can plan and organize our teaching learning experience. Okay.
हेलो मैडम.
हाँ.
हेलो.
कौन है?
ICT means what? जो in teaching learning method 7 point is there.
हाँ हाँ अच्छा ICT information communication technology को मध्य आमे गोटे teaching learning material भाबरे सब subject पढ़ेला बेले व्यवहार करि परिबा हैला.
Information communication technology. Okay.
हाँ. Information communication technology को आमे सब बेले देखो सब discipline पढ़ेला बेले सब subject पढ़ेला बेले हम use करि परिबा हैला.
हाँ. Okay madam. Thank you madam.
Okay. So we will now move to unit 4, which is about planning, organizing teaching learning experiences. हैला. So आमे जेतेबेले टीचिंग लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस को प्लान करूचे आमे कोन जिनिस गुडा को मोस्टली प्लान करबा दरकार जोटा कि मेन तमर एज ए टीचर वी आर गोइंग टू प्लानिंग लेसन प्लान वी हैव लर्न रिगार्डिंग द लेसन प्लान. ठीक. सो केते प्रकार प्लानिंग अछि नॉट ओनली लेसन प्लान. एज ए टीचर व्हेन यू विल बी अ प्रोफेशनल टीचर और नाउ ऑल ऑफ यू मे बी अ पार्ट ऑफ द प्रोफेशनल टीचिंग, you know that different types of planning we are going to do at a time of a duration of a year. Like for annual plan, we do the annual plan. It means how the total curriculum, the total syllabus can be taught to the children according to the number of working days. How many working days are there? How many units are there? Which unit will get how many periods? And how we have to complete according to time the total syllabus. Then we have to make a plan, and that plan can be called as a annual plan. Like that, for every unit we can make a plan. Okay. If one unit is there, how many periods are required, and what is the concept? We can make a concept mapping and a unit plan. Whatever the teaching learning materials can be used to teach this unit, which method can be adapted to this unit, and how many periods are required, and what will be the evaluatory question for that unit. Okay. we are going to make a plan like that, and that is called as a unit plan. Okay, like for every period, whenever we are going to teach for 45 minutes, at that time for our 45 minutes we make a plan, and that is called as a period plan, a specific period plan, or we can say a lesson plan. Okay, and at the time of making lesson plan also, we are mostly giving importance on these areas. See, areas of planning, what we will give, what content we are going to teach. We have to first select a content. Then next we will come to selection of methods, which method I can use. Next we have to go, if method is finalized, what teaching learning resource we can take the use, which resource can be used by me. And next, after presentation, there will be selection of tool for evaluation. What the questions I have to ask to verify my objectives are achieved or not. Okay, my specific objectives, whatever I will mention in my lesson plan, whether those are achieved or not, for that I have to frame some questions, which are called as the objective-based objective type questions. Okay, and that is the selection of tool for evaluation. Okay, we can say here we can say questionnaire is the tool, and we have to go for frame certain questions so that we can identify or we can able to know whether our objectives are achieved or not in a lesson plan. Okay, so these are the different areas on which we are mostly making the plan at the time of teaching learning process. Okay, so we discussed regarding areas of planning and types of plan. Next we will come steps of lesson plan. I think in all other subjects also we will discuss, and these steps are mostly common for all the subjects. Still we will discuss about it. Steps of lesson plan. First we have to go for selection of the topic. Next we will come to statement of general objectives. General objectives, here general objectives are more concerned about the whole chapter. It means I am going to teach only a few concepts within 45 minutes. I may not include all those concepts in the 45 minutes, but I can mention all these things in the general objectives, which is there I am going to teach in other periods. Okay, those things also we can mention in the general objectives. Like that, after general objectives are based on the chapter, but specific objectives are based on the content we have covered in a specific period. Okay, after that, in a lesson plan, we have to move for the development of introduction, and this is the steps of lesson plan of the traditional method, or we can say Herbartian method plan. Okay, Herbartian method plan lo e sabu hochi tar part gudako, and later we will discuss regarding the 5D model plan, or the we can constructivist lesson plan. We can discuss about that later. So after general objectives are specified, then and specific objectives are stated, we have to move for development of introduction. Development of introduction means it is the introduction is the stage to draw the attention of the students. Before going to teach anything, the first 5 to 10 minutes is very important for both the teacher and for the students. And as we know, morning shows the day. Like that, a particular period can be interesting or not, and what the teacher is going to teach, everything is going to reflect within 5 to 10 minutes of the class, which is called as the stage of introduction. Introduction is mostly done to draw the attention of the students, to motivate the students towards the teaching learning process, and to test the previous knowledge of the students. ପିଲାମାନେ କେତେ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି, ତାଙ୍କର previous knowledge କୋଉଠି ଅଛି, ମତେ କୋଉଠୁ ଫେରେ ମାନଙ୍କୁ कंटिन्यू କରିକି ପଢେଇବା ଦରକାର। तो ए सब जानिबा पई हेले प्रथमे हमको स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन पिलांको पचारिकी हो किमा किछि ओडा एक्टिविटी करिकी हो किछि रे एनीथिंग वी कैन डू इन इंट्रोडक्शन so that we can able to draw the attention and we will able to assess our children where they are, so that our presentation can proceed. Okay, and that is called as the development of introduction. And after introduction we have to come for presentation, and presentation is the real stage of the present class. Suppose a class is for 45 minutes, presentation must be 25 to 30 minutes. Okay? Then we have to plan for the learning activities. Whatever the concepts I am going to present today, and for every concept what the activity I will do or how I can make my students to understand those concepts. Okay? So we have to plan for that. Those are called as the planning of learning activities. Okay? And after presentation, whatever I have planned, I have completed the presentation by the different help of different activities. After that, I have to preview. It means summarize. I have to come to conclusion and I have to summarize. Whatever we have discussed, again we have to recall it from our students. That is called as conclusion and preview. And later, last again, we have to ask few questions on the basis of the specific objectives we frame in our lesson plan, which is called as the objective type and objective based questions in evaluation stage. Okay. In evaluation stage, in every lesson plan, we are going to ask few questions based on the specific objectives. And we know whenever we are going to frame the specific objectives, mostly we are going to frame on the basis of certain domains like knowledge level question. Then we will come which is related to cognitive domain. Knowledge is related to cognitive domain. Next, we have to come to the affective domain related to understanding. Again, we have to ask, we have to frame some objectives on the basis of the skill, or we can say the psychomotor domain. Okay, and we have to also frame objectives on the basis of application. So these are the three domains in application on the basis of which we mostly frame the specific objective. But it is not compulsory that in every lesson plan these all the domains and application must be there. It depends on the content what we have selected for the presentation. See, on the basis of it we can frame the general objectives and specific objectives, and on the basis of these specific objectives we can frame objective type and objective based questions in evaluation. Okay, and that is the evaluation. After that we have to reflect on the lesson plan. It means whenever we are going to plan for a lesson plan, after completion of the class we have to reflect whatever I have planned, whether I am able to teach according to the plan or where I have faced the problem. What is my problem? Where I have faced the problem. We have to reflect on that. Okay, and that is called as also after reflection self-evaluation. Self-evaluation, we have to evaluate to ourselves where I have done something wrong or where I am out of the track, so that it will provide the knowledge to make a more effective class in the future, in the next time. Okay, so that is called as the self-evaluation. So these are the mostly part of the lesson plan, and these all are the parts of the traditional lesson plan, or we can say Harvardian plan. Next we will come to constructivist teaching. Already I told we have discussed a lot regarding constructivism and constructivist teaching. Child will construct his own concepts and knowledge, and here teacher is a facilitator. And on the basis of the constructivism teaching, we are going to plan a 5B model. 5B model means constructivist lesson plan. 5B models are the constructivist lesson plan, and these are called as 5B model because in this lesson plan we have included 5 steps, where all the 5 steps are started with E. That's why it is called as 5B model. Here first stage is engage. Okay, first I will tell the stage's name, later we will discuss about it. Engage. Next is there to explore, then explain, then elaborate, and then evaluate. Okay. Here engage is the stage where we have to, as a teacher, as a facilitator, the first duty of the teacher is to engage the children. It means whenever we are going to teach the children, first of all, as a teacher, we should not present everything. We should engage our children in such a way that first we will give the scope to our children and to know our children, okay, where they are. And that is the stage of engagement. In a different way we can engage our children, like conducting activity, by conducting game, or by giving some work to them, or by making a group activity. Many different ways are there how we can engage our children. And from there, we will come to that topic that what children will come to know that what we are going to discuss. and then there is a scope for the children to explore it more and more, and the teacher will be there whether the children are engaged in the process of explore or not, and what they are going to explore, and their teacher will be as a facilitator to help them to explore more and more, and they will be the stage of explore. Okay, and after explore, then the, at the end of the explore, the teacher will come to know what the children have already known, and now whatever the things they have already explored. And from that point of view, teacher here will ask questions to children to explain what they know. And with that, the teacher is also will explain the concept to the children. Okay, teacher will be aware by being with them in the stage of engage and explore where the children are there and what they already know and what they are able to explain, and later that whatever the new concepts are there and where students are not are up to that level or not getting those things, then the teacher will explain those concepts. Okay, and in the explanation, when more emphasis is given on some certain concept and all those things, then it is called as the stage of elaboration. The teacher will elaborate and also students also will elaborate. And last is the stage as the evaluate. So here briefly we have discussed regarding the 5B model, and later we will discuss regarding its lesson plan. Okay. So now we will switch over to the unit 5. I think, yes, 20 minutes time is there, and also this is a very big unit and many more important things are there in the unit, and this is unit 5 about assessment and evaluation in social science. Assessment and evaluation in social science. And here, before going to tell regarding assessment and evaluation, really it's a very big aspect and very big part of for any subject, and it is also very confusing for the students that what is measurement, what is evaluation, what is assessment. Okay. So here I want to tell what is measurement, what is evaluation, and what is assessment. Okay. Actually, measurement is the word or the vocabulary mostly used for the quantitative measurement. We are using this word also in the system of education, measurement, but measurement means where we can measure in terms of quantity something. It means what is the length, what is the breadth, or what is the weight. At that time we can represent the things in terms of a quantity or in terms of a scale. At that time mostly we are taking the use of the word measurement. Okay, but we know that in the system of education, whenever we are dealing with the children, really we can't measure anything except the physical aspects of a child in terms of quantity. It means we can measure the height of a child or we can measure the weight of a child, but really we can't measure the talent of a child. We can't measure the intellectual ability. No doubt the scale is there, IQ is there, but really we can't tell that this is the actual representation of the intellectual ability of a person. Okay, like that emotional maturity of a person, like that what is the socio-personal qualities of a child. So we can't measure everything when we are going to deal with the human beings. Okay, because the human beings have not only have the physical aspects, many more things are there which cannot be measured in terms of the quantity. So measurement word is not mostly suitable when we are talking regarding evaluation in the field of education. Okay, like that evaluation is also the word, the vocabulary, that it is going to represent in everything with a judgment. Evaluation means everything we are going to give the opinion of our own judgment. It means we are going to conduct an examination and we measure the talent of the students in terms of the mark. Okay, and we have given the judgment. If someone 60% above pass student, if someone below 60% fail student, like that. So this is a judgment. So when measurement with a particular judgment is going to state it or is explained, then it is called as the evaluation. Okay, evaluation. But it is also not the appropriate one, because we know whenever uh, the things are there, everything we cannot make on the basis of our own judgment. Suppose I will give example: a child who got 59 and a child who got 60. By getting 61, child is called as a first class student, but by getting 59 marks, a child is called as a second class. But can really we can tell that what is the difference is there between 59 and 60? No, that is only our own judgment. As we have taken the criteria that 60 is the mark for the first class and below 60 is the second class, this is our judgment, the system judgment. But these judgment are also not helpful for the development of the child. But we know the main aim of our education system is to bring the development of the children, and we are going to conduct the evaluation for the development of the children. So these are the things if these are not helpful for the growth and development of our children, so why we can go for this measurement and evaluation. So for that purpose, something has newly presented in the National Curriculum Framework. A new vocabulary was used in this system, is that assessment. Assessment means what? Here we, in terms of measurement and evaluation, now mostly we are taking the use of this word or this vocabulary, assessment, where we can say that assessment means it is free from judgment. We are not going to give our own judgment, but here we are giving importance on the feedback or the reinforcement, which will be helpful for our children to grow or to move further. Okay? So here assessment word is more nowadays we are going to use, and this assessment is also based on, here also we are going to measure, but we give both importance on quantitative measure and qualitative measure, and here we are not going to involve our own judgment, but our objective is we should assess the level of the child, and here we can add few feedback so that on the basis of the feedback the child can further improve. Okay. गोटे पिला को पास होला कि फेल होला खाली कहि देबाटा हमर एज ए टीचर हमर इवैल्यूएशन सिस्टम रो काम नाही, किंतु जदी गोटे पिला फेल हेछि माने को गोटे पिला जोडे मो एग्जांपल देली 59 रखि कि सेकंड क्लास पाइछि, गोटे पिला 60 रखि कि फर्स्ट क्लास पाइछि, एज ए टीचर मोर काम होछि what feedback I can give, why you have got 59, where you have done the mistake, एई तुम्हारा भूल हेछि, एई जगह जदी तुम एईटा ठीक करिथंतो ताले तुम्हारा आउरी भलो हेइथंता. मते এই ফিডব্যাকটা দেবার আছে, তোমার এই কনসেপ্টরে আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিংটা ভুল আছে আর তুমি এটা আর টিকে ভালরে বুঝিবা দরকার, মতে এই ফিডব্যাকটা দিলে that feedback can be useful for the child. But your second class child, he is first class child, that is a judgment which cannot be helpful for the children for their further improvement. Okay, so here nowadays we are giving importance on the assessment with our own feedback, so that it can help the child to grow further and to improve. Okay, so nowadays that's why we are giving again assessment. Whenever we are talking regarding assessment, we are talking regarding assessment of learning, assessment for learning, and assessment as learning. Okay, and assessment of learning means when learning procedure has already completed, we are going to assessment. That is known as the assessment of learning. But assessment for learning is that assessment is a part of learning process. Assessment is not in the end of the learning process. Now we are telling assessment is a continuous process. Assessment is not in the end of the year. Assessment is not end of the year. After completion of the learning process, we will do the assessment. Not like that. Whenever assessment is going to happen with the learning process, learning and assessment is going to occur parallelly. It means learning is going on and assessment is also going on. Okay, so assessment for learning, and that assessment is going to help for further learning. That's why it is known as assessment for learning. assessment for learning, not assessment of learning. Again, we can say also it assessment is learning. It means assessment itself is a learning process. By appearing on examination or by appearing on test, a child is going to learn himself and herself. After attending the test, a child can get his own experience where he has done the mistake, what more things he has to do. Okay, nowadays also we are going to take the use of this self-evaluation process, like we are taking the use of the rubric, portfolio and all those things, which is going to help the children as being a part of the assessment. They are going to learn. Okay, that is called as the assessment is learning. Okay, so nowadays in our education system, we are going to give importance more on assessment for learning and assessment is learning instead of assessment of learning. Okay, and you already know we are now have given importance on continuous comprehensive evaluation. It means evaluation is a continuous process and it is a comprehensive process. Comprehensive means we know that only curricular subjects are going to evaluate, but that is not the concern. We have to evaluate each and every aspect of the child, both the curricular, scholastic and post-scholastic areas, like socio-personal qualities of the child, like what experience habits of the child, like physical education of the child, like health education of the child. Each and everything has to be assessed. Okay, so assessment is going to cover each and every aspects. That's why we can say assessment is a very comprehensive process and also it is a continuous process, because assessment is from the starting of the year to till the end of the year. Okay, nowadays you know that we are going to use mostly the formative assessment, summative assessment in the teaching learning process. And now in the present process there are four formative assessments and two summative assessments. After completion of one unit, there will be one formative assessment, again one formative assessment. After completion of two formative assessment, there will be one summative assessment, again one more formative assessment, and there will be, and at the end will be the summative assessment. So at the end, by taking the result of all the formative and summative assessment, the child will get his progress report and progress card. It means final examination is not the all in all. Okay, from the starting of the year, the performance of the child has recorded. From the starting of the year, performance of the child is recorded in terms of formative evaluation 1, 2, summative 1, formative 3, formative 4, summative 1, summative 2, like that. So we can say that this formative evaluation is a continuous process. It is from starting of the year to till end of the year. Okay, and it is going to include all areas, scholastic, post-scholastic, socio-personal qualities and all that. So this assessment is a comprehensive process. So now at present we have given importance on the CCE, which is called as the continuous comprehensive evaluation. Okay, and this evaluation is now we are going to feel the importance of it, and beyond that also we are taking the use of the two more assessment, like placement assessment and another is the diagnostic assessment. And I'm going to present you slides I prepared on it. Yes. Mostly four types of assessments are there. Placement assessment, and placement, the purpose of placement assessment is to test the previous knowledge. It means before it is the entry behavior of the child. It means entrance test. Mostly the entrance test to the professional course and also to the schools, whatever we are going to conduct, those are called as the placement test, placement assessment. It means whenever we are going to place a child in a new stage, before going to give an entry, we make a assessment that is called as the placement assessment, and the purpose is to test his previous knowledge. Okay, and formative assessment and diagnostic assessment is during the teaching learning process, but the objective is different. Formative assessment is also during the teaching learning process, and diagnostic assessment is also during the teaching learning process. But in diagnostic assessment, the objective is to diagnose the problem. It means whatever the new concept has taught to our children, where they are lagging, what is their problem, in which area they are facing the problem. We have to diagnose it, we have to identify it, and for that purpose we are conducting the assessment, and that is called as the diagnostic assessment, to diagnose the main problem. Okay, for that purpose if you are going to conduct the assessment, it is called as the diagnostic assessment. And formative assessment is also that to diagnose the problem, but here difference is that after completion of one, we have to know what is the learning outcomes of our children, what are the competencies they have achieved, and where they are lagging. And for that purpose, we are conducting the assessment, that is called as the formative assessment. Like summative assessment, after completion of the instructional process, we are going to conduct the assessment, and that is called as the summative assessment. Okay. So these are the 4 types of assessment mostly we are going to do in the system of our education. And to conduct these assessments, we are going to use the different strategies. What different strategies are used to conduct the assessment? Like already I explained regarding the continuous and comprehensive evaluation. And continuous comprehensive evaluation CC is introduced by CBSE and also most of the state boards. But the thing is that we have faced a lot of problem regarding the proper measurement and regarding development of the tool. That's why now it is also now stopped by CBSE, and there also we use the grading system instead of the mark system. Okay, but due to certain problems of faced, and now it is now going to stop. The continuous competency C is now stopped in the different boards. And term and evaluation, self-assessment, peer assessment, group assessment, portfolio assessment, open book examination. So these are the main strategies we are mostly using to assess in social science. Okay. Okay. So these are the things we have discussed in these all the 5 units. Okay, and now you can ask anything, any doubt regarding all the concepts we have discussed.
Hello. Ma'am, please, can you say what is the difference between peer assessment and group assessment?
Yes, group assessment, peer assessment means one by one peer can assess another peer. Okay. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Group assessment, a group of students involved in one assessment process. Okay, and further different tools are there. Here we can exchange the notebooks of the students or answer sheet of the students between, and they can do the assess for each other. Okay, that we can say the peer assessment. But group assessment, for that we can develop a particular tool and it can be used by group of the students to assess. Then we can say it is a group assessment.
And can you give an example of peer assessment?
कहली आमे जेमिति मन कर आमे गोटे किछ गोटे पिला को इवैल्यूएशन करिसे सेठे कोन करिसे आमे तापरे लेखि सरला परे आमे तमे कहिबा आमे तम खाता एक्सचेंज करिया पई हैला मो खाता मो संगे इवैल्यूएट करबो मो मोर संगे खाता इवैल्यूएट करबी बुझिला ताको आमे कहबा पेयर असेसमेंट हैला ताक समान को ऑलरेडी आगु असेसमेंट क्राइटेरिया देथिबा जेटा जदी ठीक होबो एटा कोन कोन हेतिले एटा ठीक होबो आमे तम समान कर की दबा किना ताको आमे तमरो क्राइटेरिया कहिथिबा सेल्फ इवैल्यूएट कला बे केमिति करिया को पड़ियो से बेसिस रे से माने समानकर इवैल्यूएट करिवे बुझिला
हेलो मैम
हां ठीक अछि को हाँ
Ma'am, what is the difference between examination, evaluation, and assessment?
एग्जामिनेशन इभालुएशन और असेसमेंट मु कहली तुमको एबे इभालुएशन कहली जोटा कि जे इभालुएशन इज दैट we are going to measure and we are going to state the result of the measure in terms of our judgment बुझिला जेतेबेले आमे खाली कर्मणक मु तुमको गोटे एग्जांपल देली आमे गोटे परीक्षा कंडक्ट कले एग्जामिनेशन इज ए एग्जामिन परीक्षा करियो एग्जामिनेशन इवैल्यूएशन इज मोस्टली द सिनोनिम वर्ड्स आर यूज्ड ओके डिफरेंस किछ नहीं किंतु असेसमेंट इज डिफरेंट देन इवैल्यूएशन है ना इवैल्यूएशन और असेसमेंट भीतर जो डिफरेंस ता अछि जे इवैल्यूएशन आमे कहूचे कोठी ना इवैल्यूएशन माने जेउठी आमे हमरो टेस्ट कर सारा पर विथ आवर ओन जजमेंट वी आर गोइंग टू स्टेट इट आमे ताको स्टेट करूचे ताको आमे कहूचे जे इवैल्यूएशन किंतु सेही जजमेंट सेही स्टेटमेंट पिलार नेक्स्ट फर्दर इंप्रूवमेंट पे किछि हेल्पफुल होउनी हैना तो आमे सेटा को कहूचे इवैल्यूएशन किंतु असेसमेंट रे आमे कोन करूचे कहा ऊपर अधिक इंपोर्टेंस दूचे असेसमेंट इज दैट we have conducted the test and the result is going to state in terms of certain feedbacks बुझिला
Yes.
गोटे पिला मनकर 100 रु 80 मार्क आनीची मु ताको खाली कहि दे जे तमे ए टेस्ट रे 100 रु 80 मार्क आइलो तमरो फर्स्ट क्लास पाइछे तमरो परसेंटेज होचे 80% हैना दिस इज इवैल्यूएशन बट 80 जो मार्क आनीची सेइतरे मु ताको इन टर्म्स ऑफ सर्टेन फीडबैक लेखि दे तमरो एक नंबर प्रश्न रे एति कि तमे 10 रु 8 पाइछो काहे कि तमे 2 मार्क लूज करछो ना एठी तमरो एटा भूल हिची सेति में तमे एठी 2 मार्क लूज करछो बुझि परलो जदि तमे एटा ठीक है करना तमे ताले 10 रु 10 पाइथांतो बुझिला क्वेश्चन वाइज आमे कोन करछ एनालाइज करछ किमा ओवरऑल एनालिसिस करिकि भी आमे सर्टेन फीडबैक पिला को प्रोवाइड करिवा जोटा कि समानकर फर्दर इंप्रूवमेंट पई समानकु हेल्प करिवो ताहाले आमे सेटा को कहूचे असेसमेंट जोटा कि पिलांक पई मोस्ट यूजफुल
Ma'am, what is the need of portfolio assessment?
पोर्टफोलियो इज सेल्फ इवैल्यूएशन पई हैना
One second, Dr. Mishra, Amyawala Rao, please wait for some time. Let Dr. Mishra complete her presentation and then we will take up questions. Please do not intervene in between, otherwise the presentation will be, affected. So let her complete and then we will take up. We will give you ample time for interaction. Okay? Please wait for some time.
Sir, I completed.
So you have already completed?
Yes, sir. Just now I have completed and they are asking questions.
Okay. Then it is all right. Now the forum is open. Now the forum is open for discussion. Now you can put up questions. No problem.
Ma'am, may I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
You
Ma'am,
can
actually,
come.
I have one doubt.
Yes. Yes.
That how is social science comprehensive in nature? And please explain.
Acha. Okay. Comprehensive in nature. Comprehensive in nature means the scope is broad. Comprehensive word अर्थ टा बुझुचो? Comprehensive माने the word comprehensive माने बुझुचो तमे?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Which
Comprehensive अर्थ it is
which
the scope is broad. It is going to involve many more aspects inside it. हैना? तो आमे जतले सोशल साइंस कहूचे सोशल साइंस होचे गोटे मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी सब्जेक्ट जोटा कि मैं ऑलरेडी तुमको कहली इट इज गोइंग टू इन्वॉल्व हिस्ट्री इट इज गोइंग टू इन्वॉल्व ज्योग्राफी it is going to involve political science it is going to involve economics and many concepts from sociology है ना तो ज्योग्राफी रे ज्योग्राफी itself is a discipline and now it is a part of social science बुझिला तो केते हमरो केते एस्पेक्ट से भीतर इन्वॉल्व होचे कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव अर्थ होचे सब विभिन्न प्रकार एस्पेक्ट्स को जे कवर करे हम ताको कहूचे कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इन नेचर और सोशल साइंस एमिति गोटे सब्जेक्ट जोटा कि तार निजर ओन डिसिप्लिन होचे गोटे सोशल साइंस अगेन इट इज मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी एंड इंटर डिसिप्लिनरी माने विभिन्न प्रकार सब्जेक्ट को इन्वॉल्व करूचे सेति पे हम कहि परिबा सोशल साइंस इज अ मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी एंड कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इन नेचर ना बुझि पल्ला
Yes, ma'am. I can understand.
Any other questions?
Any other question?
Hello.
हाँ
Hello.
हाँ कौन
मैडम डायग्नोस्टिक असेसमेंट केतेबेले करिया
डायग्नोस्टिक असेसमेंट आमे करिबा केतेबेले भी करिबा सेमिति किछि नाही डायग्नोस्टिक असेसमेंट मोस्टली करा जाए पिला मानकर प्रॉब्लम को आइडेंटिफाई करिया पाई माने को सपोज मु कहूची मु एडिशन पढौची पिला मानको मैथमेटिक्स रे हैला आमे जेतले एडिशन पढौचे आमे जानिचे हमर सिंगल डिजिट एडिशन अछि डबल डिजिट एडिशन अछि कि ट्रिपल डिजिट एडिशन अछि तापरे कैरिंग वाला एडिशन अछि तो मु जेतेबेले गोटे कांसेप्ट रो आ गोटे कांसेप्ट को मूव करूछ हमर जेतेबेले जे कांसेप्ट रो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी जेतेबेले आसुची हैला कांसेप्ट गुडा को हमर केतेबेले डिफिकल्टी लेवल जेतेबेले बढी बढी जाउची तो मते गोटे डिफिकल्ट लेवल रो कांसेप्ट पिला को पढाया पूर्वरु मु एज ए टीचर जानिया दरकार जे मु जो कांसेप्ट ऑलरेडी कवर करि सारलिनी सेतिरे मो पिलांको क्लैरिटी अछि तो से माने पूरा बुझी पाछन्ती तो सेहि पई मु कोन करबी गोटे पर्टिकुलर कांसेप्ट गोटे एरिया को लेके आमे गोटे टेस्ट मन को ऑर्गेनाइज करिया मन कर मु डबल डिजिट एडिशन सिखाया पूर्वरु पिलांको सिंगल डिजिट एडिशन ऊपर गोटे टेस्ट करूची हैना तो मु सेठी आमे जो करबा जे पिला मानको सिंगल डिजिट एडिशन कले सब पिला सिंगल डिजिट एडिशन करि परचंती कि नाही हैना तो आमे जदी सेठी टेस्ट करिया टू डायग्नोज प्रॉब्लम ना जदी आमे देखछे सिंगल डिजिट एडिशन डबल डिजिट एडिशन बेले कैरिंग वाला पिला करि परनांती तो मु से प्रकार क्वेश्चन सेट करिके कैरिंग वाला एडिशन देकी भी मु गोटे क्वेश्चन तयारी कली तो मु जानिली जे को पिला खाली नॉर्मल एडिशन थिले कर भी परची किंतु जेतेबेले कैरिंग होची सेतला करि परनी तो मु डायग्नोज कली पिलार प्रॉब्लम बा कोन कर एडिशन का प्रॉब्लम अछि बुझिला सेमिति हमें सोशल साइंस रे भी कहि परिबा गोटे सिंपल कांसेप्ट रो हमें जेतेबेले गोटे कॉम्प्लेक्स कांसेप्ट पढिया को जाउचे सेतेबेले हमें डायग्नोस्टिक टेस्ट करि परिबा जे हमर पिला माने से सिंपल कांसेप्ट समस्त बुझिचंदी ना तांगर कोठी प्रॉब्लम अछि प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई करिया को चाहुथिला बेले हमें जो टेस्ट ऑर्गेनाइज करूचे हमें ताको डायग्नोस्टिक टेस्ट कहूचे
You see, simply speaking, diagnostic test is nothing but a test, which is normally used for diagnosing the learning difficulty of the learners. There are many learning difficulties. So if somebody is facing any difficulty, it is the duty of the teacher to find out why that difficulty is, there in a particular child, isn't it? And to understand or to know that whatever test he does or he adopts, that is diagnostic test or diagnostic assessment. As simple as that. Okay. Any
more question?
Madam, namaste.
You can write
namaste.
Madam, namaste. Also, students, you can write your question in the chat box. If you don't
what are the positive aspects of inclusive learning?
पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इंक्लूसिव लर्निंग बहुत गुडा अछि बहुत गुडा जिंस मेन कथा जे प्रथमे एक्सेप्टेंस बढ़ुची पिलांक भितरे पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इंक्लूसिव एजुकेशन होची जदि हम इक्वल सेटअप रे सब प्रकार पिलांक एजुकेशन दबा ताहाले हमर पिलांक भितरे एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी आसुची जे गोटे नॉर्मल पिला से एक्सेप्ट करि पारुची जे फिजिकल डिसेबिलिटी थिबा पिला मध्य हम संगरे पढी परिबे किंतु जदि हम फिजिकल डिसेबिलिटी थिबा पिलांक पय जदि अलग स्कूल करि दउचे एटा पिलांक जनरल पिलांक माने नॉर्मल पिलांक भितरे गोटे कॉमन आसी होची ना ना से माने फिजिकल डिसेबल पिला हम संगे पढी परिबे ओके दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग we should not differentiate आमे डिफरेंट कोन आमे तो कॉमन स्कूल सिस्टम कथा कहूचे we all are equal हैला आ इक्वल सेटअप रे हमें समस्त पढी पारे ए प्रकार एटीट्यूड प्रथमे पिलांक भितर डेवलप होबा दरकार जेन हमें कहूचे बॉयज को पय अलग स्कूल गर्ल्स को पय अलग स्कूल व्हाई boys and girls cannot read in one equal setup definitely so why is there different school for boys and girls so हमें एमिति सेग्रीगेट कर देबा द्वारा हम सेमन को माइंड रे गुटे कांसेप्ट डेवलप कर दछु नो दे आर डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अस वी आर डिफरेंट फ्रॉम देम दैट्स व्हाई डिफरेंट सिस्टम्स आर देयर किंतु दैट इज द थिंग इफ वी वांट टू डेवलप द एटीट्यूड ऑफ एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी इन आवर चिल्ड्रन we have to go for the common system of education that is the first benefit and first thing positive side of the inclusive education we can accept all
I would like to add very little to it. You see, our learners must have heard the term social inclusion. Why this particular term is it is being discussed worldwide? Because we have to involve everyone in the society in the developmental process.
Yes.
In the classroom, what you see, since ours is a democratic setup, we have to give equal opportunity to every sections of people, those who are coming to the classroom. And when you are asking about this positiveness, you see, suppose for instance if you want to set up a special school, you need to have separate infrastructure. You need to invest whole lot of money. But within the same classroom, if you simply change your strategy, or if you create some facilities, you can involve everybody and give the same kind of teaching, isn't it? And the teachers are trained. The teachers are specially trained to deal with different categories of learners who are there in the classroom situation. It may be physically challenged, or it may be a learner belonging to any other community, or it may be a girl child, isn't it? Or any other child which is facing some difficulty or the other. So taking everybody together, if a curriculum is developed, and if similar kind of treatment is given to them with special emphasis on these disabilities and social inequalities, then I think we'll be able to realize the main objective of social inclusion or inclusive classroom. Okay. Any other question? If there is any, is
Hello,
there
ma'am.
anything in the chat box?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hello.
Yes,
Gangadhar,
yes.
What is
There is a
elaborate
question.
in 5E model, ma'am? What is elaborate?
Elaborate. Elaborate ଆମର ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆମର କହୁଛେ ଯେ explain କରି ସାରିଲା ପରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ପାଞ୍ଚଟା step ଅଛି ତାର fourth step ହଉଛି ଆମର elaborate. Elaborate ଆମେ କହିବା ଯେ after explain ହେଇସାରିଲା ପରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆମର ଯୋଉ different term ଅଛି ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆମେ ଅଧିକ emphasis ଦେଇକି ତାକୁ detail ରେ ଆମେ ତାକୁ elaborate କରିବା ଦରକାର, then only it can be understood by the children. Okay, ତାପାଇଁ ଆମେ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ specifically ଗୋଟେ activity କରିବା ଦରକାର, କିମ୍ବା ତାକୁ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ many difficult concepts are there, ବୁଝିଲା, ଯୋଉଟା କି ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କର more detail ରେ explain କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଅଧିକ କିଛି କାମ କରିବା ଦରକାର, ଆମେ ସେଇ stage ଟାକୁ କହୁଛେ ଯେ elaborate.
अच्छा ये मैडम ମୁଁ ଟିକେ କହିବି ଏଥିରେ, you see what is here elaboration is nothing but breaking the main content into various sections and clearly explaining each one of them. It is a kind of elasticity. When you are when you are stretching the particular content, explaining every bit of the content which is available there in that is nothing but elaborate. You are elaborating, expanding. When you are expanding
yes. In explanation, if you want to expand something, we will add more and more activity or anything to that to make it more easier to our children, then we go for elaboration.
For example, if you suppose one word is put in front of the student, for example a cow, and the students are asked to elaborate on only simply cow, they can write a whole lot of pages. They can speak maybe for 10-15 minutes on cow. That is nothing but elaboration. They are able to elaborate. So elaboration has got maximum importance in our teaching learning situation, and this is the most important quality a teacher should have. Should have the ability to elaborate things. Okay.
Yes.
मैम आमे जो प्रेजेंटेशन ट्रेडिशनल मेथड रे प्रेजेंटेशन रे आमे न्यू कांसेप्ट गुडा को जो दउतिले माने ए 5E मॉडल रे कोथरे एलाबोरेट रे आमे न्यू कांसेप्ट देबा कि माने छुआ को
कहीं एक्सप्लेन रे भी तमे देई परिबो न्यू कांसेप्ट हमें सिमिति किछि स्पेसिफिक नै जे हम एलाबोरेशन रे ही देई परिबा, एक्सप्लेन कला बेले भी हमें कहि परिबा.
हां मैम, थैंक यू मैम.
5E मॉडल का होची गोटे न्यू मॉडल जोटा कि very pertinent in the present day setup. If you want to adopt these 5Es, isn't it? It will be, your teaching will be most effective. It will be most effective. Therefore, the education experts have prepared this 5E model, and they are advising the practicing teachers to adopt it, so that the teaching learning process will be effective and there will be maximum understanding on the part of the children. Okay.
Any more question, please? Any more question?
I think this question has already been replied. Somebody is asking, Dharwa is asking about action research. It is already replied, so no need of repeating
Already
it.
I explained, huh?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
What is action research? Already explained about it.
Hello, madam.
Yes.
Hello.
हाँ
madam,
कुह
ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ବ୍ଲକର ଆପଣ ପଢ଼େଇଲେ ନା ସବୁ ଯାକ ୟୁନିଟ୍ କଭର କଲେ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ବ୍ଲକରୁ।
हाँ हाँ only block 1 आज cover कर रहा है ला
ଆଉ
चलो
ତିନିଟା
मैडम
ବ୍ଲକ ଅଛି ନା? ଆଉ ତିନିଟା
हाँ
ବ୍ଲକ
ठीक
ଅଛି
अच्छे
ବୋଧେ।
आउ तीन ब्लॉक अच्छे हाँ
Hello, madam. Hello, madam.
ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସ୍
Which method is appropriate for social science teaching, especially geography? Which method is appropriate?
ଏଠି କିଛି appropriate method readymade method ନାହିଁ ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆମେ କହିବା ଯେ appropriate for geography କାହିଁକି ନା selection of the method always depends on the content କୋଉ content ଟା ପଢେଇବାକୁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି different content ଯେତେବେଳେ different ହୁଏ ଆମର method ବି different ହବ ସେମିତି କିଛି ଆମର readymade method ନାହିଁ ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା ଯେ this is appropriate for teaching geography that is appropriate for teaching history not like that okay many methods we are using for the different disciplines କିନ୍ତୁ କୋଉ ମେଥଡ ଟା କାହା ପାଇଁ appropriate ଗୋଟେ ସେମ୍ କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ମଧ୍ୟ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ମେଥଡରେ ପଢେଇ ପାରିବା on the basis of the suitability and mastery of the teacher କୋଉ ମେଥଡ ସୁଇଟେବଲ ନଥାଏ ଏଜ ଏ ଟିଚର ମୋର ତା ଉପରେ ମାଷ୍ଟରି ଥିବା ଦରକାର ବୁଝିଲା ମୁଁ ମନେକ ସପୋଜ ଯୋଉ ମେଥଡ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛି ଏଜ ଏ ଟିଚର ମୋର ତା ଉପରେ ମାଷ୍ଟରି ଥିବା ଦରକାର ସେମିତି କିଛି ବେଷ୍ଟ ମେଥଡ ନାହିଁ କି ସୁଇଟେବଲ ମେଥଡ ନାହିଁ ହେଲା as a teacher freedom is there for us we can take the selection of the method on the basis of the content and on the basis of our own mastery and knowledge and mastery over it ହେଲା ସେମିତି କିଛି suitable and appropriate
I
method
think
ନାହିଁ
I think I think there is a presentation on Unit 8 about teaching of
yes
geography.
yes it is there sir in block 2 it is there next class we will discuss about all those things
Unit 8 is based on this teaching geography. So please wait for some time. Okay. When we'll be talking about teaching of geography in Unit 8, that time also I think Madam will touch upon the main methods through which geography teaching is possible or geography teaching will be made attractive or effective.
Okay, okay. Thank you, madam.
Hello.
yes any more question ଆଉ କାହାର କିଛି
Ma'am,
doubt
what are
ଅଛି
the steps? Hello.
ହଁ yes କୁହ
Yes, ma'am. I have a question. Ma'am, what are the steps to create a inclusive school? Are the inclusive schools are same with the normal schools or they are different? And what are the steps to create a inclusive school?
ନା ଏବେ ତ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କମନ ସ୍କୁଲ ସିଷ୍ଟମ କହୁଛେ ଇନକ୍ଲୁସିଭ ସ୍କୁଲ ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ କମନ ସ୍କୁଲକୁ ହିଁ ଆମେ ଇନକ୍ଲୁସିଭ ସ୍କୁଲ କହୁଛେ ୱିଥ୍ ସ୍ପେସିଫିକ ଫେସିଲିଟି ଆମେ କିଛି ସ୍ପେସିଫିକ ଫେସିଲିଟି ଦବା ଯୋଉଥିରେ କି ସବୁ ପ୍ରକାର ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟକୁ ଆମେ ସେଇଥିରେ ଇନଭଲ୍ଭ କରିପାରିବା ସେମିତି କିଛି ଅଲଗା କଥା କହୁନେ କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଇ କମନ ସ୍କୁଲ ସିଷ୍ଟମରେ ୱିଥ୍ ଫ୍ୟୁ ଫେସିଲିଟି ଏବେ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଇନକ୍ଲୁସିଭ ସିଷ୍ଟମ କଥା କହୁଛେ
एठी समस्ते जानिथिबे
Okay, ma'am.
now why government is emphasizing on barrier free environment in all educational institutions.
yes
That is precisely the reason why we are talking about this inclusive education. Barrier free means a blind child can very comfortably enter into the classroom without any difficulty. Okay. When some electronic gadgets are put there in the classroom, for example, some learning devices, for example, electronic board or public address system, and all these things, these are specially to create a inclusive classroom. Isn't it? Earlier, the old chalk and talk method was prevailing, but now the time has changed. Now even classrooms have become modern classrooms with the latest electronic gadgets. And these gadgets are just to create inclusiveness in the classroom itself. Any other question from anybody? If there is any. Devasis, would you like to ask any question? Your microphone is on. Devasis?
Facility for the disabled students. Yes, sir. But
Yes.
if there is no proper facility for the disabled students in a school, can we call that school as an inclusive school?
You see, now it is very difficult to provide each and every facility which are supposed to be there in case of different disabled learners. Now government is trying. Now the process is still on. We have not reached up to the optimum level of providing excellent facilities. Okay. Now the process is on, and every year you must be knowing that some sort of arrangements are being made for creating opportunities for these differently able learners. Now we are not saying disabled, we are saying differently abled. Why this term is used? This term is used to create a kind of confidence in this kind of disabled learners. Okay. So now they are in no way disabled, they are differently able.
Yes.
They are like us, and therefore government is trying to give them. For example, you see now every disabled learner is given so many finance different kinds of facilities in teaching and learning. For example, providing financial assistance, providing laptop, and for to blind students even the Handicap Commission of India is giving that software through which they are able to learn effectively, interactive software for the blind. So many things are being provided to them so that they will come on par with the general learners. So disability has not remained as a disability, isn't it? And because we have to also change our mindset. We should not say them that they are disabled or something like that. They are also like us. And if some facilities are provided to them, they will also excel in life. And you must have seen in many social lives, even physically challenged people are in very big positions. They're holding very big positions and doing excellent work, isn't it? In spite of their disability. So this is like this. So inclusiveness is a very broad term, and it is a continuous process. And it is not the only duty of the government; it is also the duty of every teacher and the concerned school itself to create facilities to whatever to whatever it's possible on the part of the school, so that different categories of learners will be able to learn better, and the classroom can be created as an inclusive classroom.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am, what is portfolio assessment?
ଆହୁରି କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଅଛି ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କଲାବେଳେ ମୁଁ କହିବି ତମକୁ ପୋର୍ଟଫୋଲିଓ ଆସେସମେଣ୍ଟ ଡିଟେଲ ହ୍ୟାଜ୍ ଟୁ ଟେଲ୍ ଖାଲି ଦି ଲାଇନରେ କହିଲେ ତମେ ବୁଝିବନି ମୁଁ ସେଟା ଆମର ନେକ୍ସଟ ୟୁନିଟରେ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ତମକୁ ଆମେ ଇନକ୍ଲୁଡ କରିବା ସେଟା ହେଲା
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, madam. Madam, open book assessment. Open book assessment. And how it will be beneficial for a student.
Actually, when we are talking regarding open book examination and evaluation, ସେଇଥିରେ open book evaluation ରେ question ଏମିତି ଦେଇଥିବା ଦରକାର that is the teacher must have mastery over it. We should not give the direct question to the children. Open book evaluation ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ book ଆମେ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଦବା ଲେଖିବା ପାଇଁ ବୁଝିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ it is the duty of the teacher to frame such a way the questions so that direct answers are not available in the book. They should not copy paste it. They cannot write all those things. We should ask for the applied level questions and also understanding level questions so that from the answer itself of the students we will able to assess to what extent the children have understood it and how they are able to use it, apply it in the real context. So open book evaluation,
Then what is the role of a book on that case? Why we should provide them?
Only books will be available with them, but it is the duty of the students to find out the answer. It will be difficult. Okay, books will be available, but no ready-made answers are there in the book. It is that's why we should frame the questions in such a way that it is the open book evaluation only that child can go for just reading, but cannot represent the exact answer, cannot find in the book. ବୁଝିପାରିଲ ସେଇଟାକୁ କହୁଛୁ ଆମେ open book evaluation and it is also useful nowadays. We are going to, in this COVID time also many of the educationists has suggested for this open book evaluation examination.
You see, the best example is, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The best example is IGNOU study material.
Yes.
We are openly saying that you take the material and go to examination. Can you copy it? Can you copy from the IGNOU study material? You cannot copy. Immediately you copy, you'll be caught very easily. Because the study materials are presented in a totally different manner. It is not a plain text. The question is something, and unless and until you apply your own knowledge, previous knowledge, you will not able to succeed.
Yes.
The question will be something which requires special knowledge. Different kind of information required to be put there in the answer, not the book answer, isn't it?
Yes.
So that is now that has become what should I say? Now there is a discussion going on, as Madam has really said. IGNOU is also trying to put up this particular thing in practice. Open book examination.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, madam, I think we have covered a whole lot of questions, and you have also nicely covered the entire block within a very short time of 2 hours. So it is something which is very satisfying. And I think our learners must have gathered a whole lot of information pertaining to teaching of social sciences. And of course, there is no end to teaching and learning. You can also, extend your knowledge. Whatever you have received today in this online classroom, you can stretch it as somebody that elaborate. You can elaborate using your own experiences and try to get new things, and also relate whatever is presented today with the materials which are available outside in different platforms as resources, learning resources. So relating something with different other information which are available is very important. So that you can expand your knowledge and learn in a holistic manner about the subject what is presented today by Dr. Mishra, Dr. Bhuvaneshwari Mishra. So thank you very much for participating and asking so many questions. And I am also very much thankful to Dr. Mishra for nicely presenting.
Thank you, sir.
The block one. So tomorrow we'll again join sharply at 10 a.m. with block 2. That is what is block 2? Block 2 is, I think, social sciences. No, sorry. Block 2 is teaching learning process.
Teaching learning process in every discipline we have to discuss.
Teaching learning process we will discuss. So all students are requested to come prepared. Please at least read your blog.
Yes, yes. Come with reading.
Exactly. Come to the classroom so that teaching learning will be effective and you will understand. The presentation will not appear new to you. Okay. So thank you very much, and we will be joining tomorrow sharply at 10 a.m. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Nice presentation.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you to all.